Curiosity is one of the most powerful tools we can develop, yet it is often overlooked in our daily lives. Many of us allow self-doubt to dictate our choices, quietly convincing ourselves that we are not capable, not knowledgeable enough, or not ready to take risks. The fear of making mistakes, being judged, or failing can become a constant companion, keeping us stuck in routines that feel safe, but ultimately limit our growth. What if there were a simple, natural way to break free from this cycle? This is where curiosity steps in as a transformative force. When we approach life with a genuinely curious mindset, we shift our focus from fear to discovery. Instead of worrying about what could go wrong, we begin to wonder what we might learn, what new experiences might unfold, and how challenges could expand our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Curiosity invites us to experiment with new ideas, ask questions without hesitation, and explore paths we might previously have avoided. In doing so, it opens doors to learning and personal growth that self-doubt would otherwise keep closed. Dr. Joseph Murphy, a visionary in understanding the power of the mind, emphasized that the thoughts we consistently entertain shape our reality. By choosing curiosity over fear, we are essentially retraining our minds to focus on possibility rather than limitation. This mental shift is not just philosophical. It has practical implications for daily life. For instance, when faced with a difficult decision, a curious mind asks, "What can I discover from this situation?" rather than "What if I fail?" Such a subtle but powerful change in questioning transforms anxiety into excitement, hesitation into action, and uncertainty into opportunity. Moreover, curiosity encourages risk-taking, not recklessly, but thoughtfully. It allows us to approach challenges as experiments, to test ideas, and to embrace trial and error as part of the learning process. In doing so, we gain confidence not because we are guaranteed success, but because we trust ourselves to navigate uncertainty with creativity and resilience. Through small, consistent acts of curiosity, exploring a new skill, seeking out unfamiliar experiences, or simply asking questions we might otherwise ignore, we cultivate a sense of self-assurance that is grounded in capability rather than ego. This confidence becomes self-reinforcing. The more we allow ourselves to explore, the more we realize that self-doubt has less control over our choices, and the more we are motivated to continue learning, growing, and evolving. Dr. Joseph Murphy's teachings remind us that our inner thoughts are like seeds, and curiosity nurtures the seeds of confidence, while fear only feeds hesitation. By consciously choosing curiosity, we can replace the paralysis of self-doubt with the freedom of exploration, opening the door to a life of possibility, learning, and joy. Once we understand the power of curiosity, the next step is learning how to actively cultivate it in our daily lives. Curiosity is not just a passive state of mind. It is a practice, a series of deliberate choices that shift our attention from fear to exploration. One practical way to begin is through small experiments in everyday life. For example, instead of avoiding a task that feels intimidating, approach it as a question: what can I learn from doing this? By framing challenges as opportunities for discovery rather than as threats, we change the internal dialogue that fuels self-doubt. Dr. Joseph Murphy often highlighted the importance of consciously directing our thoughts toward what we want to experience rather than what we fear. This principle applies perfectly to curiosity. When we intentionally ask questions, explore possibilities, and seek understanding, we are programming our minds to focus on growth instead of limitation. Journaling is another powerful exercise that helps nurture curiosity. By taking just 10 or 15 minutes each day to write down questions, observations, or ideas, we create a habit of noticing details and patterns we might otherwise overlook. Writing encourages reflection, promotes creative thinking, and helps us track progress, which in turn builds confidence. Another approach is to immerse ourselves in learning experiences that feel outside of our comfort zone. This could mean taking a class in a subject we know little about, attending a workshop, exploring a new hobby, or simply engaging in conversations with people whose perspectives differ from our own. Each time we step into the unfamiliar, we practice curiosity in action and simultaneously weaken the hold of self-doubt. It is essential to remember that curiosity thrives on questions, not answers. Instead of feeling pressure to know everything immediately, allow yourself to explore, experiment, and even make mistakes. In fact, mistakes are a natural part of the learning process, signaling opportunities to adjust, grow, and refine understanding. Dr. Joseph Murphy believed that the mind is like fertile soil. What we plant and nurture will grow. When we plant seeds of curiosity, through questions, exploration, and openness to new experiences, we cultivate confidence that grows from genuine competence rather than external validation. Visualization is another technique inspired by his teachings. Before tackling a challenge, imagine yourself approaching it with interest and excitement rather than fear. Picture yourself asking questions, discovering new information, and gaining insights that move you forward. This mental rehearsal prepares the mind to engage with curiosity naturally, transforming apprehension into active learning. Finally, cultivating curiosity requires patience and consistency. It is not an instant solution to self-doubt, but a gradual transformation that builds resilience, creativity, and self-assurance over time. By committing to daily exercises, observing, questioning, experimenting, and reflecting, we create a feedback loop where curiosity leads to discovery, discovery strengthens confidence, and confidence inspires further curiosity. In this way, the practice of curiosity becomes a lifestyle, a continuous journey of exploration where self-doubt loses its grip and confidence flourishes. Ultimately, embracing curiosity allows us to approach life with openness, courage, and a sense of wonder, turning ordinary experiences into opportunities for growth and empowerment. To fully embrace the power of curiosity, it's important to develop practical exercises that integrate exploration into everyday life. One of the simplest yet most effective methods is the question challenge. Each day, consciously ask yourself at least 5 questions about something you encounter, whether it's a problem at work, a personal habit, or an unfamiliar situation. The goal isn't to have immediate answers, but to spark curiosity and engage your mind actively. Questions like, what can I learn from this? Or, how might this situation be different if I tried another approach? Shift the focus from fear and hesitation to observation and experimentation. Dr. Joseph Murphy emphasized that our thoughts create our reality, and by consistently directing them toward curiosity and possibility, we begin to train our subconscious mind to support confidence rather than limitation. Another effective practice is exploration by doing. Instead of overthinking a task or waiting until you feel fully prepared, take a small, deliberate step toward action. For instance, if public speaking or presenting ideas triggers self-doubt, start by sharing your thoughts with a trusted friend or recording yourself speaking for practice. Each small step becomes a micro-experiment, a safe way to test your abilities, learn from the process, and gradually expand your comfort zone. Journaling remains a key tool in this practice. By reflecting on your experiences, noting discoveries, and observing what excites you, you reinforce the habit of seeing challenges as opportunities rather than obstacles. Dr. Joseph Murphy often highlighted that repeated, intentional mental practice rewires our thought patterns, making new ways of thinking more natural over time. Visualization exercises are equally valuable. Before attempting a task that feels intimidating, imagine yourself approaching it with genuine curiosity and enthusiasm. Picture asking questions, exploring solutions, and learning something new, rather than worrying about failure or judgment. This mental rehearsal prepares the mind to respond positively when faced with real-world challenges, reducing anxiety and increasing confidence. Additionally, seeking out diverse experiences can accelerate this transformation. Engage with people, ideas, and environments outside your usual routine. Attend a lecture on a topic you know little about, try a new hobby, or visit a place you've never been. Each unfamiliar experience fuels curiosity, strengthens resilience, and gradually diminishes self-doubt. Importantly, this practice encourages a mindset of continuous growth. Rather than aiming for perfection or immediate mastery, celebrate the process of learning itself. Every attempt, mistake, and insight becomes a building block for greater self-assurance. Over time, these exercises cultivate a mental habit where curiosity automatically overrides hesitation. You begin to see challenges as exciting opportunities rather than threats. Your confidence becomes self-reinforcing. The more you explore, the more capable you feel, and the more you are inspired to keep exploring. Ultimately, incorporating these daily exercises, questioning, experimenting, reflecting, and visualizing, creates a life where curiosity leads, fear recedes, and self-doubt loses its power. As Dr. Joseph Murphy taught, the mind responds to what it consistently focuses on. By choosing curiosity every day, you nurture confidence, unlock potential, and transform life into a journey of learning, discovery, and self-empowerment. Through persistent practice, exploration becomes second nature, and the once paralyzing doubts are replaced with an enduring sense of curiosity, courage, and possibility.